Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are diving into a classic showdown in the Google Cloud world, Firestore versus Bigtable. Now, they're both incredibly powerful NoSQL databases, but you've got to know they are built for completely different battlefields. So let's figure out which one is the right tool for your job.
So let me start by asking a question I bet you've asked yourself. Are you building an application that needs to scale? Something that needs to handle way more users, way more data, and way more traffic tomorrow than it does today? Yeah, of course you are. And for that exact challenge, Google Cloud Platform has two amazing tools ready to go. But here's the catch, and trust me, it's a big one. They are not interchangeable at all. Picking the wrong one can lead you into a world of pain down the road. Okay, let's get into it.
First things first, why are we even talking about this?
Well, it all starts with this big shift away from those traditional, old-school relational databases. This slide really gets to the heart of the matter. You've got your relational databases, like SQL, which are awesome for neatly structured data where everything fits into nice, clean tables. To scale them, you basically just buy a bigger, more expensive server. That's called vertical scaling. But then there's NoSQL. This is the world of flexibility. Your data structure can change whenever you need it to, and you scale out by adding more servers, not bigger ones. We call that horizontal scaling, and it's an absolute game changer for huge, unpredictable data sets.
All right, let's meet our first contender, Firestore. I honestly think of this one as the app builder's best friend. It's all about speed and flexibility.
The most important word to focus on here, serverless. What that means for you, the developer, is that you don't have to think about managing servers or any of that infrastructure headache. You just build. It stores your data in what are called documents, which we'll see in a second. And its super tight integration with Firebase makes it an absolute dream for building mobile and web apps fast.
So to make this feel real, let's just imagine a classic project. You're building a real-time chat app. You've got messages flying back and forth, user profiles to manage, notifications popping up. You know the drill.
And this is the perfect way to picture how Firestore works. It's just like a digital filing cabinet. A user's profile, their name, email, maybe a photo URL, that's one document. A single chat message they send, that's another document. And all these documents live inside collections, which are basically the folders in your cabinet. It's super intuitive and incredibly flexible.
And here's why Firestore is just a perfect match. Your chat app needs messages to show up instantly on everyone's device. It needs a flexible way to store different kinds of info, and you absolutely want it to scale up automatically as more people start using it. Well, Firestore was literally purpose-built to do every single one of these things right out of the box.
Okay, time to switch gears completely and meet our second contender, Bigtable. So if Firestore is that nimble friend for app builders, Bigtable is the industrial titan. It's the data giant.
The keywords to lock onto here are wide column and low latency. This isn't about little flexible documents anymore. This is about storing just colossal amounts of data in a way that lets you read it back with unbelievable speed. This is the stuff that powers some of Google's biggest services, like search and maps.
So let's forget the chat app for a minute. Instead, I want you to picture millions of IoT sensors out there on factory floors, maybe in smart homes, all sending back data like temperature, pressure, location, every single second. We're talking about a complete avalanche of information. And here is the perfect analogy for that. Bigtable is like a gigantic, infinitely long accounting ledger. Each row is an entry, and it's optimized for scanning through huge ranges of those rows. Like, hey, give me all the sensor data from last Tuesday between 2 and 3 p.m. That is its absolute superpower. So think about it. That IoT platform needs to handle a fire hose of incoming data without breaking a sweat. It needs to power dashboards showing real-time analytics with basically zero delay, and it needs to manage data that's measured in terabytes or even petabytes. This is the world Bigtable was born to completely dominate.
Okay, so we've met our two contenders. We've seen where they shine. Now let's put them right next to each other and really break down what makes them so different under the hood.
Honestly, you could think of this table as the cheat sheet for this whole explainer. It boils everything down. You've got the data model, documents and collections, versus a wide column structure. What are they best for? Mobile and web apps versus huge scale analytics. And here's a really big one, complexity. Firestore is low complexity. It's serverless. It's built for you to move fast. Bigtable is insanely powerful, but it takes more planning, more tuning to squeeze out all that performance. You're basically trading ease of use for raw power at a massive scale. So all of this leads to the most important question, right? How do you actually pick one? Let's walk through a super simple guide to help you make that call. It really just boils down to two key questions. First, what is your data scale? Are we talking gigabytes, maybe a couple of terabytes? Firestore is going to be your friend. But if words like petabytes are part of your vocabulary, you need to be looking at Bigtable full stop. Second question, what is your primary need? If getting your app built and out to market fast is the #1 goal, Firestore's developer experience is just unmatched. But if your entire business depends on getting answers back from massive datasets in milliseconds, then Bigtable is absolutely worth the investment.
So, to spell it out even more clearly, you're going to choose Firestore when you're building an app for people on phones and in web browsers. You'll choose it when you need data to just automatically sync up everywhere, and when your main priority is to move fast and not have to think about servers. And you choose Bigtable when your data scale is just truly massive. You'll pick it when you are taking in and analyzing these huge streams of data, like from IoT or financial markets, and when that split-second query performance is a completely non-negotiable requirement for you.
In the end, it just comes back to this. These two tools are not really competitors. They're champions of two completely different worlds. One is the world of the application developer, the other is the world of the data engineer. And that leaves us with one final question for you. Think about that next big idea you've got rattling around in your head. Is it a fast, user-facing app, or is it a massive data-crunching engine behind the scenes? Because now you know exactly which database is ready to power it. Thanks for watching.